I imagine too that there are also, because there are other technologies for wastewater treatment and
Yep.
the use of well, I guess so-called gray water, that these are also regulatory issues that are going to be that are going to come to the fore.
No, good point. And that's there are some creative ways that you can go about alleviating some of the water supply concerns by using underused sources of water, as you pointed out, gray water or treated effluent from wastewater treatment plants that cannot be used generally for boiler feed water because it's not adequately high quality.
Right.
But certainly for cooling purposes, it can be used and has been in a number of cases. There's brackish water that's available underground in many parts of the Southwest and Texas, South Texas, for example, which can be used for cooling also. So those are some of the creative ways you might use to avoid competing head-on for supplies of high-quality potable water.
Right. One of the things that I think, was it Fred Krupp today, or was it Craig Mundy, who was talking about California? That California had 20% of its electricity production went to water, which I thought was
Moving all that water around.
moving all that water around, exactly. And so that's the other issue. That's the other side of the coin.
That's the flip side, and I think the figure is about 7% of national electricity generation is used by the water sector. So
Wow.
For water treatment, primarily, that's the heaviest and wastewater treatment, water treatment on the supply side, and then wastewater treatment on the wastewater side. So.
But I imagine that grows too, along with population and the lack of water that is going to grow. More desalinization plants, those kinds of things.
Oh yes, and higher quality standards that for tertiary treatment and so forth that the water utilities have to meet, so that those processes use more energy.
Right.
The water utilities are on the flip side, they're trying to reduce their energy usage too. So the two industries have some sets of parallel concerns. So.
Right. One of the things that I'm very interested in is coal-fired generation with carbon capture and sequestration processes. To what extent are water issues going to affect that? Right now, there aren't any. There are some projects out there, but water must have an impact on those things as well.
It is. Coal-fired power plants are major water users with existing technology. If you add carbon capture and compression processes on the back end of, say, a highly efficient supercritical coal-fired power plant, the water consumption, that is the water that doesn't go back to the water source that gets lost to the atmosphere, would go up about 90%. And that comes from two major factors. One is the fact that you use a lot of energy, what's called parasitic load, for powering the carbon capture and compression processes. So basically you have to generate gross 3 megawatt hours for every 2 megawatt hours that gets delivered to the grid. So that increases your water consumption by 50% since you're generating that's 50% as much power at the plant level. The other 40% comes from the water that is used in the carbon capture process, so which right now the predominant technologies are ammonia or amine solutions that have a lot of water in them, and the water is also used for a variety of sub-processes around the chemicals and the recapture of the chemicals and the cooling of those processes in carbon capture.
Bill, thanks for coming.
It was a pleasure.
This is Eric Blume, editor and publisher of Electric Perspectives magazine. Thanks very much.